Hey everyone out there on Periscope, Mr. Hollywood Shannon Rose, and we're going to interview Bradman. Hold on one moment. How you doing, Bradman?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being on. And let me just welcome everyone again. We're interviewing Bradman, and let me set up my screen here so I can see. Okay, great. Well, Bradman, hold on. Let me begin the show now. Welcome everyone to. Okay, that's okay. Let me think.
Hey, hey, can you give me 1 second and I'll share this? I'll share the Periscope with my.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Let me. I think I can stay on the phone and still share the Periscope, so I don't think it kicks me off the phone. Is what I've learned.
Yeah, I see Bradman. Oh, okay, cool.
There you go.
Thank you, awesome.
All right.
And I won't beg for hearts, but if somebody wants to, if somebody wants to throw the hearts around you or followers, that's fine too. So Bradman, thank you for being on Entertainment This Week.
Thank you for having me.
What is Periscope?
Periscope is a platform that came out a couple months ago that allows people from around the world to interact with each other. I think it's a new, exciting way to share information, to share news as it happens, to share experiences, to share stories. It's just, for me, it's become I think it's one of the top things in the social media community right now is Periscope. And it's still in its infancy, but there's just so many different ways each day that brands and individuals find new and exciting ways to use Periscope.
And we're live actually on Periscope now. And for those listening, you can actually check out this interview on the radio, national radio, America's Talk Radio Network. And we're doing this to kind of do both platforms. Now, you actually were a Lifecaster, so you did this before the advent of Periscope, correct?
That's correct. I was a public access host. I had a public access show in Iowa City, Iowa, and around 2006, 2007, Tom Green had started doing a live web show, and so I was like, I want to figure out how to do this too. So I figured out a way to broadcast my show live on the web, and from what I understand, at that point, Tom Green and myself were the only two people that were doing live shows. Of course, Tom Green's was a lot more popular than mine, and a lot more people were watching his. But I did have a live on-air format where people could call in and call from around the world and interact with me via the internet. Then my friend Justine Ezerick, had gotten involved with Justin TV, and she helped me to get a beta test for Justin TV. And that was when I started to really think, hey, I'm gonna be on here all the time. I'm not just going to do 1 hour once a week. Mm-hmm. I'm going to start living my entire life on this Justin TV. So I'd carry my laptop around with me. I'd find different ways to make myself more mobile, so I didn't have to just stay at home. I'd find the internet Wi-Fi locations that would give me free Wi-Fi, pay for Wi-Fi in some areas so I could do Justin TV from an airport. Things like that, and I did that for a while. Then I went over to Ustream for a while. Then I went over to Blog TV for a while. I went all around the Lifecasting websites, and then it just became too much of a burden because you're carrying around this laptop, you're carrying around a camera, a tripod, a laptop. You have to make sure there's always internet around. And I just said, I'm done. I'm going to stop doing this. I'm going to focus more on doing YouTube videos. And I stepped away from it. And then Periscope came along. And I was like, well, I can livecast again. It's really easy. It's my phone. I don't have to carry around a bunch of equipment. I don't have to worry about if my battery is going to die on my computer. And I only get an hour of battery life on my computer. And I have 24 hours worth of batteries for my phone. So
you must use a lot of data though, because I've seen. I mean, outside of Wi-Fi, I've seen you go places.
I do use a lot of data. I would say on the average for a month, I probably go through. Well, last month I know that I went through 50 gigabytes of data.
Wow.
But that also started with that half the month I was still so I was working and I had Wi-Fi at my office most of the time. And then once I got to New York, it was a lot less Wi-Fi and more out in the street doing stuff. And now I think it's only been like 3 weeks, and I think I've used 40 gigs in the past 3 weeks. And it's just a matter of like being able to, you just have to deal with it. If you want to broadcast and you want to Periscope a lot, find a good plan that will let you Periscope a lot. So
great. And you're listening.
There's plenty out there. So.
Right. And you're listening to Entertainment This Week, or viewing also on Periscope. I'm here with Bradman. I term him, and he doesn't like to be called this, but a Periscope icon. And we're talking about Periscope and about his life. It seems like at times, and you've coined it, a certain name for how your face reacts to things at times. Do you get annoyed at a lot of times because these are your fans, but it seems like sometimes, I guess, when they ask some of the same questions,
Well, you can tell, like somebody said to me, they go, you get angry at viewers. And I'm like, okay, there's two different, or at your followers. That's what I said. There's two different people that come into my room. They're the followers, the people who are on the show, who've been following me since the beginning, or have stepped in at some point, or are there because they legitimately want to be a part and just watch what's going on in my life and interact with me, ask me how I'm doing. I can ask them how they're doing. I know about them. They know about me. And then there's viewers. And those are the people who come into the room because they're just viewing it. And sometimes some of those viewers are in there just simply because they want to harass you or troll you. And so those people get, I confront those people once in a while. And for some people, it's like, oh my God. So people say, oh my God, you just yell at viewers. But the people who are saying that are the people who are the ones who are doing it. It's a whole little catchy, there's always like little like weird games that happen. And this has been going on since the beginning of Lifecasting. Since Lifecasting started, people would come in chat rooms,
right,
and they would start stuff to get you to do stuff, so then that way they could turn around and say, oh, this person did this or this person does that. And they just find the things and push your buttons, and they try to antagonize you. And the key that you need to know is, it's not that I get annoyed, it's just that I don't know what the word I want to say is. It does get difficult at times to answer the same question over and over. And
see, I guess you could I guess you could sum it up and say you get over it. You get over certain things.
Yeah, you get over it.
Right.
You have to have a thick skin to be a Lifecaster.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
A long time ago, you have to be. You have to have a thick skin to be on radio. You have to have a thick skin to be on TV. You just have to be. But it's different with It's different with Periscope than to be on television, because I found that people, you're a normal person to them on Periscope. So if somebody saw, the best example, if somebody saw Jim Gaffigan in Central Park Periscoping, they wouldn't go hunt him down and try to go talk to him. They would be like, oh, he's a celebrity. We're leaving him alone. He's just broadcasting. There we go. But I have people that come and try to find me, or call the restaurant I'm eating at. Or
so are we terming these?
Like that, and I think it's because they're like, oh, I'm your friend because we're on the same.
Are these
we're both regular people?
Right. Are these stalkers?
I don't consider them stalkers. I don't consider them stalkers. I've had stalkers. I've had stalkers from doing radio and TV. I've had stalkers. It's happened, but I don't consider these people stalkers. I just consider them. They're overexcited, and they just don't have. It's just they're lacking some common sense. It's just general common sense that if I'm eating at a restaurant and I'm there, and people will say, "Well, you put yourself out there. It's your fault. You put yourself out there." I do put myself out there, but I put myself out there with the understanding that I'm putting myself out there. Respect the fact that I'm letting you be a part of my life, and respect the fact that I'm letting you see where I'm eating dinner, and just give me that little space, that bubble between us.
So who do you and Bradman? Who do you watch?
Who do I watch? I watch Lisa Appleton. in London. I watch Beck Boop in London. I watch Eric Appel in Los Angeles. Amanda's out in LA, right? I watch her once in a while. Boy, there's a lot of people I watch. I try to watch as many people as I can. I always try to watch new people, and I want to share them with. I always try to share people every day. Somebody complained that I share people too much, that I'm spamming too much because I send out too much sharing notifications. But that's the point of the app is it's to help you meet new people and to learn new and to find out about new people. So
and it's addicting. I mean, it just I hate to say this. I watch less and less TV, but I scope more than I watch television these days.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people have said that. A lot of people are like, I do not watch. I don't watch TV anymore because I'm always periscoping or I'm always watching Periscope.
Now you have a book coming out, correct?
Yes.
And talk a little about that.
Oh well, the book is just about my life on public access and how I was doing public access, and then I went on to use that public access hosting and associated social media into it. Because at the same time I started doing public access was the same time I started getting involved with Facebook and MySpace and Twitter and all those other social media platforms. And YouTube came out around that time. And all those different things helped to change the face of how I was hosting the show and how I was interacting with the fans. But it also helped me to engage with a larger audience and push that content out to more people.
And Bradman, can this be monetized?
Can Periscope be monetized?
Yeah, can people actually make money?
Be monetized. I'm sure if you want to monetize something, you can monetize something.
And how do you perfect it though?
I don't think there's any real way to perfect it because you figure out a way to monetize something, and somebody else comes along and figures out a better way to monetize it. And you've got to also look at what looks good and what looks what looks weird, what looks good. Am I going to walk on with like a racer jacket with a bunch of different logos on it and Periscope like that?
But how is it? But how is it to be? How can you get the perfect scope? That's the question. Is it about hearts or is it about followers? What is a perfect scope?
The perfect scope is whatever you consider the perfect scope to be. It's about it's you. I mean, it doesn't in the grand scheme of things. I don't do my cast for other people. I do my cast for myself, and I live my life. And if other people enjoy what they see, then they can follow me. They can follow along. And if people want to argue with me, they can follow along too. Because as long as they're getting something out of it, that's great. But there's nobody can tell you. Like I see all these people that are like, I'm giving out Periscope tips, and here's the best way to make your Periscope to get more viewers. And it's like they might as well say, here's the best way to trick people into coming into your room. And here's the best way to use bait clicking to get titles up there and stuff like that. It's all these people like going, I'm the expert. The only expert on what you can broadcast is yourself, because you're your own expert.
And
so,
yeah,
I don't know. I guess my thing is everybody has the ability to make good content. Just don't try so hard. And that's where the problem is. Some people try too hard. They are
that's the thing.
Do whatever the viewers ask them to do. They're quick to ask for hearts.
Well, that's the thing, Bradman, is that I try to be on. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I have to be on because that's me as a personality working in TV and radio. And by the way, a little plug here for those new people. You can follow me. Hopefully you guys follow me on here. But coming from Bradman, and thank you for, again, sharing it out. But we have to wrap it up here shortly. But the whole thing is, I always want to be, I'm a perfectionist. I always want to be the perfect scope or perfect in anything that I do,
Right.
Now, one of the last questions I have here, kids on scopes, should it be regulated? I've seen things on there that, I'm a guy, here and there, great to watch. But also I think it's so open right now that a 14-year-old or a 5-year-old or whoever can watch these things.
Right, and I think there needs to be some sort of regulation, and mostly because of the people who are exploiting the fact that the kids are on there. And there needs to be regulations. But you'll have some kids that are very well spoken who will argue with you. And I had a kid who I think was 14 write an amazing blog post saying, "This is why it's okay for kids to be on Periscope." And you know what? It is okay for that kid to be on Periscope. It isn't up to us to decide. It's up to the parents to decide. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just something where I think parents need to be aware of what Periscope is, the type of content that's on Periscope, and they need to be the ones that are helping to just make sure their kids are on it if they feel their kids are ready to be on it, or not on it if they don't feel like their children should be on it. Because you can put age limitations all you want, mm-hmm. but kids can bypass those.
And
I speak from people who are on Facebook who, I don't think you can be on Facebook until you're 13, and I see like, I've worked with kids before, and I've seen like 8-year-old kids who have Facebook pages.
And my last question for you, Bradman, thanks again for being on with us here and taking the time, is who is Bradman?
I'm just a guy living my life on the internet. I do comedy. I do event planning. I help people with social media. I'm just a guy who enjoys living life, and you know, and I have bad days and I have good days, mm-hmm. and I'm just happy that I can share them with people.
Great. Well, Bradman, thanks so much for joining us right here on Entertainment This Week.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, Brad, now that we're off the taping there, great. Thank you so much. And thank you for the follows again and everybody watching this here. And thank you for joining me. And this will air, I'll probably actually break it up into 2 parts and maybe put a little video out too with this on my YouTube and Facebook also. So.
Okay.
Cool. Very good.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, Shannon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And guys on Periscope, that was Bradman, BradmanTV. Thank you for joining me here. Thank you. Yeah, it was a very good scope. And we actually interviewed Michelle Branch the other day. I interview celebrities. I may start doing a Rose Hollywood Report. I'm a Hollywood reporter. For those joining me new here, I'm in a video game, EA Sports MMA. I'm a ring announcer. So I do a variety of things, and I'd like you to join me in my life. I have muscular dystrophy. I have a health condition that, kind of dampers my life at times. Some days I have good days. Some days I have bad days. But there's more good days as of late. This past November, I even almost died twice. I was on life support. So thank you. Yeah, thank you. Definitely, again, swipe. However, you guys need to swipe to follow me. I do a lot of cool things. But yeah, I've survived. I'm a survivor. I'm actually coming out with a book too here in about a year. So this is my own little reality show for you guys. So I'm going to end it because I have to go to physical therapy. Do tune into my radio show. We're going to have Chunk from the Goonies here in about 2 weeks on the show. This week we have Tim Gunn. We have Bradman, among others. So nice to meet you, Periscope Junkie. Share it out. Tell people to come and join me. I won't pimp it out here for hearts, but keep on the replay doing the hearts. And thank you again for viewing and listening. Okay, guys. Thank you. I'm out.